So good morning, everyone. Hopefully you are doing well. Thank you for joining today. Today we're going to talk about farming and prospecting and what you can do to get more clients, right? And today's really to get you to think about where people come from and what actions you can do to get more people to work with. The most important takeaway of all of this is that you have to actively every day be working on getting more people to take out, right? I've said it before. The only way to put a check in your pocket is to physically be out in the field with people, showing apartments, doing an open house, taking out leads and things like that. And so today is to talk about what you can do in order to start getting more leads. And we're going to have an action session at the end to actually start putting together a farming area. So again, what is farming prospecting, right? It's actions that we take and working to gain new clients or listings to add to your database, right? This is not, farming is not going out with a client and showing rental properties or taking out a buyer, right? Those are people that are already in your database. And that's not to say that people that you already have aren't probably your best source of referrals, right? I can tell you my business is 99% of the time based on clients of mine giving me other clients, right? I don't do too much farming prospecting. I usually do it when I have a listing, but it's a way that you can add people, and you can do it in a number of different ways, right? You can reach out directly to consumers. That's farming and prospecting, or you can reach out to people in your sphere to expand it out from there, right? If you think of it as a snowball, right? You've got your snowball of people that you know, and you want to add more snow to the outside to make it bigger, right? That's what prospecting and farming is. It's expanding our reach into people that we don't already necessarily know. So, there are really five areas where you can focus on farming and prospecting, right? The first is a sphere of influence, and a sphere of influence is anyone that you know and people that they know, right? Like, so it's you, your friends, your family, your former coworkers, other agents at Weichert and things like that, and everyone that branches out from their network, right? And that can be any of the next four that we're going to talk about. But what it is it's people that you know or you know through another connection. Landlords, right? Are you going to focus on going after landlords? And that is with the intention of having listings that you can advertise and again, hopefully get tenants for or get more tenants to work with off of. I use the example, again, I work with a landlord in Greenwich Village. I have a listing, and on a given week, I probably get 10 people who are looking to rent that apartment, right? And it doesn't work for a lot of them. And so those people become part of my sphere because they are people that I can work with as tenants later on down the road. Are you directly going after tenants, right? Are you using different resources to get people who are saying, right now at this moment, I'm looking for a property, or I'm looking for a property in a week or two, or a month, or a year, whatever it is, right? To get more people into your sphere. Sellers, right? Going after sellers with the intent of having a listing or selling their property. And with that listing probably comes more buyers, right? Or going after buyers directly, right? Maybe renters looking to buy something, people taking advantage of the interest rates and things like that, right? So you really need to think of the actions that I take. How are these actions going to get me in front of more people, right? How am I going to get in front of more landlords? Well, I have to reach out to landlords, or I have to be in contact with landlords. How am I going to get more tenants? Well, I either need listings or to reach out to those tenants directly. Same thing with sellers and buyers, right? And so I always say the best approach is a blanket approach, and you can always refer out anything, right? If you say, I don't want to work with buyers, I only want to work with sellers, great, right? We got tons of people who work with those buyers, and you can get a referral fee for referring them out. So it's a great thing to do, to really sit down and say, who am I going to focus on? So again, if you want to focus on your sphere of influence, right, this is probably the easiest way to reach out and build your network and build your farming and prospect within your sphere of influence, right? You can go after friends and their network, right? Sending a text message to your friends, you're allowed to send it, saying, hey, I'm working in real estate. I'd love it if you happen to know anyone looking to X, right? Looking to buy, looking to sell, looking to rent an apartment. The same thing with your family and their network, right? You've got to see this as every one person probably knows, let's say 30 people. And that's a very conservative number, right? So if they know 30 people and those 30 people know 30 people, like think of that network effect. And there are people in there that are probably looking to buy, sell, or rent real estate. They would rather work with someone who their friend can vouch for, right? William, you probably have a friend or family member who has a friend who's looking to buy something. And they probably would rather work with you than some random agent that they don't know, right? Because their friend trusts you and they kind of pass along that trust to their network. We're very lucky as agents with Weichert because we are one of about 7,000 agents who work in the corporate Weichert offices, and one of about 14 or 15,000 agents who work for Weichert in the affiliate offices as well, right? So there's about 15,000 between corporate and affiliate, right? And so those people probably know even more people than your standard friend or family member, right? Because they're working in real estate, they're actively working in the field with buyers, with sellers, with renters, and things like that. So think about that, right? You have a connection to these people because you also work at Weichert, right? Harvey, I'll use you as an example, right? You're down in Florida sometimes. There are Weichert offices in Florida, and I bet that many of those Weichert offices have agents who know people looking to buy, sell, or rent in Florida right now. And they might not know that there are great offices up here, right? And so getting on the phone with those agents and telling them, hey, I just wanted to let you know, we've got a great group of people up here. I'm happy to help any of your friends, family, sphere of influence clients, whatever it is, looking to buy, sell, or rent real estate here in New York City. That the same thing goes for past clients and customers, right? People that you worked with in the past. Let's say you focus as a rental agent, right? Many of those people are probably thinking about buying, and maybe they don't know that you have the ability to help them purchase a property and that it comes at no cost to them whatsoever, right? And so going after past renters, and maybe they're going to rent something else, or maybe they want to buy now, right? And again, people who are upgrading, downgrading, people in New Jersey who are selling their property, moving to New York, people in New York who are moving to New Jersey. Again, there's so many changes happening in this market right now that there are many people who are moving. And so capitalizing on that is one of the best things we can do, right? So how do you go after your sphere of influence? Calls and texts are probably the best, right? Call up your friends, right? I always say, look at your phone and look at the last, 10 people that you text with, right? So I've got in my phone, right? I'm going to go through this. I've got my husband and our next door neighbor, right? And I haven't talked to my next door neighbor in a while about real estate. So maybe I call and I say, hey, Margaret, how are you doing today? I just wanted to know, do you happen to know anyone looking to buy, sell, or rent right now? I'm really looking for more business and there's tons of opportunities out there. I'd love to help them, right? And if you don't feel comfortable calling, then text it. Hey, I could really use your help. I am looking to grow my business and I wanted to see if you know anyone looking to buy, sell, or rent real estate, right? And if you are not comfortable with calling or texting, then email them, right? You probably have their email contact. Same thing. Hey, I'm with Weichert. I'm building my business. I just joined X board. I'm working in X neighborhood. Love to help anyone you know across and talk about whatever your geographic area that you're working on is. You can also post on Facebook, right? We've got some great templates in the Weichert Design Center to let people know that you're actively working in real estate, right? And you can also post on Instagram, right? Start building a following, use some hashtags, NYC, NYC real estate, downtown, uptown, Brooklyn, Queens, whatever it is, and build those people because those people are probably already friends with you on Instagram and they're going to be okay if you start giving them some information. The best thing about this, right? And every single thing that I've said so far today costs you nothing to do it. The only thing it takes is time. And so if you're on this call or on this Zoom, you're making the first step. You're starting the process of building your network, right? But the next step is to actually do something about it, right? You need to take action and you need to take action daily to do these things, right? And I'm not saying you need to text your friends every single day. Do you have anyone looking? Do you have anyone looking? Do you have anyone looking, right? But think about it, right? You can call them, just check in, see how it's going, happy spring, and text them afterwards. You can send an email a week later, right? They're friends with you on Facebook or Instagram, so they're going to see everything there as well. So this is about starting to build so that you're letting everyone know what you're doing and how you can help people. So again, sphere of influence, it tends to be the easiest because it's people that you know. And again, they probably, even if they live in, they can live in New York, but even if they don't live in New York, if they live in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, even California, hey, in case you don't remember, I do real estate here in New York and it's great. And I've got a great team. We're doing tons of stuff. Anyone looking to buy something, there's some great investments right now, right? Tailor it to whoever you're going after. And I always say, again, be very broad, right? You don't have to say I only do sales in Queens, right? Just say I do sales across New York City. And if you don't feel comfortable taking that lead that you get, partner up with someone or give it out to someone for a referral fee. So the next set, and again, we're going from people that you know or somehow connected with to a more general population, right? And so landlords are people that you can go after to start having more things to work with and to post, right? So if you're trying to connect with landlords, who should you be going after, right? There are two types of people. There are open listings, right? So big management companies that maybe aren't in the databases to get on their eBlast list and to start having more inventory that you can show to people or that you can advertise on RentHop, or exclusive owners, right? Condo owners, co-op owners, small building owners, big building owners, whatever it is, you can go after both of these to start building a relationship, right? So with open listing landlords, it's more about getting access to their listings, right? Can I show your property? Can I bring clients in here? Can I advertise this, right? With exclusive owners, hopefully it's the same thing, right? And starting a relationship with them to then hopefully go after and actually get the exclusive so that you can put their listing on StreetEasy, rent it out for them. Hopefully they're paying a fee. If not, maybe collect one from a tenant. Again, a lot of smaller buildings, you can still collect fees. And it was just ruled that it is 100% fine for us to be collecting our fees from either side, right? Either the owner or from the tenant. And how do you go after these people, right? So there are a number of ways to do this, right? The first one is to pull up For Rent by Owners on Zillow and StreetEasy and to call them, right? Hey, I see you got this listing up here, right? And follow the For Sale by Owner script, which is in a separate video that I put together, and follow that script to start building a relationship. You can go into Property Shark, right? And we have access to Property Shark. And you can start pulling information on landlords, right? Mailing addresses. Sometimes you can find phone numbers and call them. Hey, I'm a broker. I work in the neighborhood. I would love to get access to any of your listings to show to my clients, right? And again, as you show them as you rent them, then you say, I would love to be able to advertise them. And again, continue to build that relationship. You can do a mass email to a neighborhood, right? And again, we're going to be talking about how to create your kind of farm area, but let's say your farm area is the Upper West Side, right? You can pull the zip codes for the Upper West Side and send an email. I'm a rental broker looking for more landlords in the area. If you or anyone you know has a property you're looking to rent, I have clients looking on the Upper West Side and I would love to help you out. Please reach out to me. Oops, sorry. The final way is you can build a squeeze page. And again, through Annabelle's training and the MTS training, you can see how to build a squeeze page, which you can then boost and you can put on Facebook and things like that for people. Do you know what your rental property is worth? And people can put in information, get some statistics, and boom, you're starting to have more people to talk to. If you want to take this from the other side, you can go after tenants, right? And you can go after potential renters. So again, who do you go after, right? People in rental buildings, right? Oftentimes renters move apartments. So you can target people in rental buildings and high-rise rental buildings, small rental buildings, whatever it is. And the easiest way is, again, target the general population of a neighborhood and let them know, right? You can go after these tenants a bunch of different ways, right? RentHop, Craigslist, and Facebook, posting listings on there, right? Post open listing things. Hey, there's some great deals in your neighborhood, and send them an email, right? Send them a mass email saying there are some great rental deals in your neighborhood. If you've thought about something with outdoor space, or if you're looking for a 2-bedroom, there's one for under X dollars, right? You don't have to put the exact address. You don't have to put anything like that. You don't need an exclusive. Again, you can build squeeze pages to go after potential people. Hey, have you thought about moving? Or you can do a mailer to a building, right? Again, I always say some of the best people to target are these high-end rental buildings because they're not as targeted as condo and co-op owners and things like that. And say, hey, have you thought about renting? There are great deals out there. Some buildings are offering X, some buildings are offering Y. It's a great time to move if you're looking for something bigger, smaller, with outdoor space, right? So these are all great ways. And again, every single thing I've said, besides the mailer, which again is something you can physically send if you'd like, is free, right? All this prospecting is free. That's the best part about it, right? This is all about you building your network and having more people to work with. And the more people you have to work with, the more people in your database, the more likely you are to be working with someone actively, and the more likely you are to close and be making some additional funds from this business. So again, we can also go after owners, right? Owners of condo and co-op units, of townhouses and things like that, right? And who should you target? For Sale by Owners, right? Again, a separate video, but For Sale by Owners are some of the best. William's doing a great job with this, and he had one that he's able to advertise. I know Harvey's done it in the past and things like that. For sale by owners are a great way because the person is looking to sell their property. They might be trying to do it on their own, but we have ways of building a relationship with them to help them sell it on their own. And through that, you can get more people to work with, right? And then if you're able to help them sell it, you've got a great thing to advertise. Expired listings, right? Expired means it's come off the market. There's no longer an exclusive with another broker. And that's a great thing to advertise as well, or to get into a relationship with these owners. And you can also, again, blanket a neighborhood, right? Just go after owners in Upper West Side, Upper East Side, Soho, whatever it is. Again, how do you go after owners, right? For sale by owner is a great way. Property Shark is another great way. A mass email to the neighborhood is another thing, and a neighborhood mailer, right? Or a building mailer, right? Tom did this in his building. He said, hey, I'm an agent, I'm working in your building. He sent out a postcard. And again, one postcard maybe doesn't get any results, but it's about repeatedly sending every month, every couple months, telling about the market, giving them information and things like that. Mass emails work as well. You can pull email addresses from Cole. Again, a little harder to pull for a specific building, but for a neighborhood, super duper easy. And finally, we have buyers, right? And to me, these are some of the easiest ones to go after, and there's oftentimes the most out there. You can go after renters, right? People who are renting in a specific building, right? Maybe they're paying $8,000 a month in rent, and now that the interest rates are so low, they should be buying, and telling them, hey, have you thought about buying? It's a great market to turn from a renter to a buyer. You can also go after a whole neighborhood. Again, if you're looking to move, if you're looking to buy, right, from a rental to a property, bigger, smaller, whatever it is. Again, many ways of going after buyers, right? We've got the mass emails to the neighborhood, mailers to the neighborhood, squeeze and landing pages through MyWhiteGirt. Again, you also have a ton of sources. And again, everything I said up until then, no referral fee due, basically free besides the mailers. Lead Network has a referral fee due. OpCity has a referral fee due. We have tons of ways that you can get active buyers to be taking out, right? Julie Wu is actively working with a ton of buyers in Staten Island from OpCity, right? People she didn't know before. They're in her network now. She's doing a great job with them. She's got one in contract. She's got offers out for 2 others. And these are people that will then become part of her network, so she can ask them for referrals, right? And she'll be able to get referrals off of the fact that she sold them the property, right? And so business breeds more business. So there are many ways of doing this. You can also do property boosts as well to get buyers if you have a listing, right? It's a great way to get some buyer leads coming into you as well. So again, I'm going to go over this. I'm going to show you one more slide and we'll come back to this, right? So today what we're going to do is we are going to make sure that every person on this call has an established farm area, right? So this is like 4 steps basically. And this is so simple to get this started. And we can basically get everything done today. It will be uploaded by tomorrow, and then you'll start having people to start prospecting to, right? So the first thing that you need to do, what neighborhood are you targeting? Easy choice. Where do you live, right? And if you hate where you live, or if you live in New Jersey, no offense, well, not that those don't go together, but we're talking about New York. So if you don't live in New York City, if you live in New Jersey, pick a neighborhood that you like in New York City, right? Upper East, Upper West, Harlem, Inwood, whatever it is, right? And what we need to do is just find out the zip codes for that neighborhood. We're going to go into Cole Realty, right? And we're going to pull as a CSV files everyone whose contact email that we have in that neighborhood. We're going to put them into MyWhiteGirt system, and then we're going to send them an email, right? And this is the first of a series of 5 emails. And all we're going to do in that email is introduce yourself as a neighborhood specialist and ask what they need. Or if you're working with active renters, buyers, or sellers in a certain neighborhood, then you can say, I have a buyer looking in your neighborhood, right? Are you interested in selling? Or I have a tenant who's looking for a new apartment in your neighborhood. Have you thought about renting? Or have you thought about moving within your neighborhood if you don't have a buyer, renter, or a listing or anything like that, right? This is very simple. It's 4 steps. And this is going to start getting more people into your database, getting more people that you can work with, right? A bunch of people are going to unsubscribe to the emails. Not a problem, right? Just take them out of the database. But some people are going to stay on it, right? And these emails work, right? These emails, if you do them, and if you do them regularly once a week, and after you get the database in, it takes about a minute to put these emails together, you're going to have a lot more people to work with, right? Isn't that great? So, again, as newer agents and as people who are looking to build your business, the most important thing to do is put aside 1 or 2 things that you are doing every day to prospect, right? And again, prospecting is not taking out active buyers that you have, or taking out active renters, right? Because those are already people in your network. These are doing things that are going to build the people that you have to work with, right? And I put in, and each of these things, right? This is Monday through Friday, so 10 things during the week, 2 things on the weekend. Honestly, all of this can be done probably in under 2 hours a day. So even if you're very, very, very part-time, you can totally do this prospecting plan that I just put out, right? And this is one of the most basic ones. And this is saying, I just need more people to work with, right? So on Monday, we're going to be doing open house in the morning. We'll do open house follow-up and database building, right? So let's say you hosted an open house on Sunday. You're going to follow up with everyone who came to the open house, right? Any of the direct people, see if they want to work with you. See what they thought of that property first. But oftentimes when we're doing an open house, if you have a listing or something like that, you want to follow up with everyone. Hey, what did you think of the apartment? If this isn't for you, I'd love to help you find something that is. Is there a good time for us to have a conversation, right? And that email is helping you prospect for more people. Or database building if you didn't do an open house, right? So maybe, again, today we're going to start with 1 or 2 zip codes, but build out your database, right? If you like the Upper West, why not add Midtown West to your database as well? Because you have more people, right? And the more actions we're taking, the more emails we're sending, the more people we're in front of, the more clients we're going to have, the more money that's going to be in your pocket. Again, in the morning, you put together the database for an hour. In the afternoon, send out a mass email to the farm area, right? What are some new things on the market in that farm area? Hey, look at these great listings, right? Send them an Urban Digs market report. Send them something. Tuesday morning, right? Tuesday, what you want to do is look after landlords, right? Put new owners into your database through Property Shark, right? And start building up your neighborhood database. 4 p.m., do the call sessions and do for sale by owners, right? Every neighborhood has at least 1 or 2 for sale by owners, and start building those relationships, right? And there are other resources for doing that as well. On Wednesday, call some white agents, right? Pick 2 offices. And my suggestion is always don't pick the ones that are in like Hudson County, because we have many agents that are dual license between, but pick some people in Virginia, pick some people in Maryland, right? And call and just say, hey, I just want to make sure that you understand that we have a great White office here in New York. I would love any referrals that you have. I'm going to keep you in mind for people in Bethesda, Maryland, right? And oftentimes we'll get referrals coming in through these. And if you start building the relationship with these agents, they're going to come to you versus coming to me to give out to one of the agents. Again, in the afternoon, do some Facebook and Instagram posts, great new properties on the market, some neighborhood things, some things that are happening, right? Thursday call session, again, call your sphere of influence and past clients and just say, hey, what's going on? Have you heard about the market? It's turned crazy here in New York over the last 2 weeks. Tell them what's going on. Just get into a conversation. And by the way, if you have any friends or family looking to buy, sell, or rent, I'm here for them. I'd love the referral. Easy. Again, you can send an email to an additional farm area in the afternoon on Thursday. On Friday, put together a squeeze page for sellers saying, hey, do you know what your property's worth, right? Post it online. Any open houses that you're going to be having, post them, send out the open houses, and follow up with everyone, right? Everyone you spoke to, hey, nice talking to you on Monday. Hope you have a great weekend. Boom, right? And they're gonna be like, oh, Joe, you know what? I totally forgot. My friend Sally's looking to rent something. Can I connect you guys? Yes, great, thank you, right? And keep that going. Saturday, Facebook and Instagram posts. Hopefully you're taking some time off. And Sunday, right? Open houses, previewing, taking out customers, things like that, right? Just ways that you can get in front of more people, right? If you have no open houses, right? Walk around the neighborhood and start getting a sense. See if you see any for sale by owner signs. See if you see any for rent by owner signs. Talk to people in businesses. Hey, I'm a real estate agent. Love to help anyone that looking to buy, sell, or rent, right? We have agents who've done that in Soho and got some leads off of it. So, again, this is all very simple, and every single thing I put on here is free, right? You can add more things to this, right? Based on if you're targeting certain things, doing property boosts, doing mass emailers, but this is free. This is the easiest thing, and this is something you have to do to be successful, right? You need to work on prospecting and farming. And so it's a very simple task. So anyone have any questions about this? And then we are going to, I'm going to stop the video and we'll do this together. But thank you guys.